We have amazing people here today. We have people who flew all the way from London, from parts of the US and San Francisco. So thank you so much for taking the time and coming here. Without further ado, I will kick off with our co-CEOs, Charlie Kim and Megan Messenger.
So welcome everyone. Thanks for coming. It's so fun to see so many different faces in here that I know, some I don't know. We had a bit of a change in schedule, if you haven't heard through the rumor. There was massive lightning and thunder this morning, and Amy Cuddy's coming from Boston, and her flights got really messed up. So she's on her way, but we're going to do that after the Avengers ceremony. So as I get the tissues out now, because we're going to go through the really incredible award we have called the Avengers Award first, and then around 2 o'clock, I think Amy will be here to give her talk. And then afterwards, we really want to encourage everybody to come to the Ganser board on Park Avenue. We rented the roof, and we have a ton of food and drinks. Everybody here is welcome to come. It's always an amazing event because there are so many talented people in this room. Between Emma on the keyboard, she's one of our employees who just started like 4 days ago, and apparently plays the piano really well. But there is like world's best hip hop dancers in here, Mitchell. There are some of the most prestigious generals from the military here. As you can see, some highly decorated individuals. I think even Coast Guard, Air Force, the Navy. I mean, there's so many people here that are really impressive. Dr. Jim Vadigan, I have to call him out. He's one of the coolest people I've met. He invented the Cookie Monster and Big Bird in Sesame Street. He's at the quality. He's right here. So amazing. And he's helping kids with learning disabilities, doing amazing work. Daniela, but if you don't mind, I'm calling out Daniela. She's curing autism through 4 farms that she built in Massachusetts, literally on the path of changing physical environments for kids with autism and curing it. There are some amazing people here. So please encourage you. I think Shimon is here, principal of one of the best charter schools in the country, changing public education. Amazing people. So if you want to kind of talk to these people, Amy I think is also going to be coming. You have to come to the after party. It's either going to be at 4 or 5. I think it starts at 4, but they were trying to push it. Come at 4 o'clock. I think that's when it'll get going. It's going to happen at 4 o'clock. And assuming the rain will hold out, it's going to be a really great event. So welcome everybody. So happy to have you. Charlie's going to explain the Avengers Award, and then we're going to kick off.
All right, so take one quick photo because I always need to prove to like people in my life that I actually do something fairly useful. All right. One of the things that people don't quite realize is we don't hire any event planners. We don't hire pianists to come play. The entire event itself is organized from our own employees, and we use it as practice run to train them in their own development, decision-making, leadership. And you can imagine when the main speaker is supposed to fly in, we get a note this morning that the flight is canceled. There's a car standing by to drive her here, but then she won't arrive till 4 p.m. or something. There's like chaos going on. They're firing notes to us, but Megan and I are in meetings all morning, so I love that stuff. When it comes to training, it cannot get better than that. So they're practicing agility, the schedule's changing in real time, and we're, all kinds of madness, and that's fantastic. So anyone with an orange name tag is a next jumper. If you have questions, help, as Megan said, you're invited to our office. Come out, check out these cool spaces we just developed with insights from Daniela. We built these sensory rooms, so we found that so some people who love hugs when they're down and need help, or some people just leave me alone. You can build entire rooms built to that, so please come see this stuff. And right next door, a block away, is the Gansevoort, which is the Kardashians go party there. It's like a cool space. Cocktails, food, up the wazoo. It's pretty cool stuff. But I want to explain a little bit what we're about to see in the Avengers ceremony. This is honestly one of the coolest things I think you will witness. You're in for a real treat. Megan and I do a lot of question and answer sessions with our employees in different parts. And so this was just from yesterday. We had 14 new hires and interns who were just answering anything in their mind. It's kind of neat hearing from them their impressions of Next Jump, what they thought it would be and what it's different. And so I'll just read you a couple of things from yesterday. So describing Next Jump and their experience seeing it coming in, Tony, who was an intern in New York, said, what I love about this company is that any person in this company would drop everything to help you. And if they can't help you right now, they'll schedule a time later to help you. Joel, who's an intern in Boston, said the coolest part of Next Jump is how people mobilize to help out. In any other company, that's someone else's job. Here, it's your job. And the ownership part is cool. The same theme that we just hear, which is that when you get your culture right, when you set up the environment right, it's amazing how many hands make anything easy. And it just happens, like change and fixing and whatnot. So hopefully you will feel, if you haven't already, through the course of today, the hospitality of Next Jump. You are here because you're very important to us. We have, twice a year, we fly in all our employees from San Francisco, London, Boston, to New York. This is sort of a family reunion for us. And then we bring in a lot of other guests that we invite. They've flown from all over the world just to come see what we're about to do, which is this Avengers ceremony. And so the idea behind the Avengers ceremony, it comes from the cartoon, the superhero Avengers. And the idea of an Avenger is a superhero who has superpowers. And it's fascinating, any superhero story, how they gain superpowers is through this arc of difficulty and challenge, and then they come to terms, starting often being very selfish and eventually realizing the meaning of life and the purpose of what they use their power for is to help other people. So there's a superhero. But even a superhero alone isn't enough to change the world. If you remember the first Avengers movie, right? It took a small team, a small army of superheroes to come together, and they alone could save the world. There's an individual we met over the years, he's a multi-billionaire in India, and talked to us about how you fix the world if you can build a small army of Gandhi. So he had his mother sit in the lap of Gandhi and just saw the impact of Gandhi in the world, but that was one individual. So he believes, and this guy's doing amazing work, that if you can build this small army of Gandhi, an army meaning 3, 4, 5 people, you could fix the world's problems. So we love that, but we said, Army of Gandhi is not the term we like, so we said, we're talking about Avengers. So the Avenger process, to give you a sense of how it started, years ago, over a decade, we sort of made fun of Employee of the Month concept, and we wanted to pick our Employee of the Month. We had a management pick, and every time we picked who was Employee of the Month, someone would quit. They would say, I can't believe you picked them, but you don't know, I did all the work. I helped them succeed, and you recognize them, and they get pissed, and they quit. Every time we recognize someone for being amazing, someone else would quit. So then somewhere along the line, someone suggested maybe all the people know better. They know the truth. So we said, why don't we crowdsource it? In tech geek term, that's put it to a vote from the people. It's very much like the Oscars. The Oscars are special because actors are picking actors. So we go through a process and we have employees vote over the last 90 days. A very simple question. Who helped you succeed the most in the last year? Who helped you succeed? Vote for them through to a committee of colleagues who are like reviewing these votes. Write in what they did with your name, and then this committee of former Avenger winners, they go and start interviewing. Because if you voted for the person you're dating in the office, they're like, really? Like, did they really help you? Like, did you have to do it? Or if you voted for, a close friend or roommate, I mean, they go and drill to make sure all the BS is out. And they find in the course of the 90 days, we celebrate the top 30, the top 20, and right now you see pictures of the top 10 people voted on by the colleagues as the most helpful Next Jump. The reason why they succeed. We say in games like football, we had our office initially in Boston, so we love the Patriots. So when you think about the greatest football teams, just think about the winners of Super Bowl, right? When you think of football, usually all the MVPs are quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, the people who score. They get paid the most, and they also get recognized. It's like double dipping on compensation. But imagine if you recognized the linemen, the people that allow the quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers to score. If you recognize them as MVPs, and all the research, all the studies, it shows that that's how you build team. That's how you succeed. The Avengers Award is a culmination of monthly top 10s we have that recognize servant leadership. And we kind of come to this celebration. But the celebration is a little bit more special than just recognition by the colleagues. We did research over the years of where, like the origins of how we operate as human beings. And although everyone's got unique instances of what mothers and fathers do, the origins of how we operate as human beings is that fathers love it when we achieve, and mothers love it when we are happy and healthy and help others. Historically, servant leadership, the act of helping others, originates from our mothers. And if you come to our offices, you'll see when you walk in above the reception desk, it says to build a company that would make your mother and father proud. The true North Star of how to build anything. Every time we struggled with decisions as CEOs, we would ask ourselves, 5 years from now, could we look at our mother and father in the eye and say that was the right call, that was the right decision? And there's a balance because you might be a really good person, and then your father will be like, yeah, but your deadbeat still lives at home, not so happy. Or you might be very successful, and the mother's like, yeah, but I wish they didn't work at Enron. Like so much money, but just some other place. You need both. You need achievement. You need to be able to help others. And so this award itself, servant leadership, we do it to honor the mothers in our lives. The mothers who have ingrained it. And I know, once again, there are fathers that haven't mothered and whatnot, so it's just applying a business 80-20 rule. The mothers who have helped create that gene, the origins of helping others. And we found when you recognize this, teams get formed. Things get done where you can mobilize entire groups. And before a blink of an eye, everything gets fixed and someone jumps on the piano simply because there happened to be one here. Things happen. So without further ado, we are going to move to our Avengers ceremony. I don't know who, Shelley, last year's winner, will introduce and kick off the Avengers ceremony. And we're celebrating the top 3 winners of what everyone voted on. It's like the Oscars of a company.
Hi everyone. The last time I was on this stage, I was very shocked, and Charlie had asked me to say a word, and I came here and all I said was thank you, and I burst in tears and ran away. Today is different, and I'm a little nervous as well, but I wanted to start and talk about what Avengers has been for us this year and how we've been looking for our next Avenger. So as Charlie was saying, that it recognizes individuals who exemplify steward leaders. There are many dimensions of steward leadership that we've been looking for this year. At NextJump, we believe in better me, better you equals better us. An Avenger is someone who is always working on themselves so they can help others better. Someone who creates a safe environment for others to grow and succeed. Someone who takes ownership, takes care of others, the community around them, and makes sure. So like Charlie was saying, the process has been very elaborate. In the past 8 weeks, we asked all NextJumpers to nominate their peers. We got about 150 nominations. You can see all the pictures here. Very, very heartfelt nominations. And the Avengers committee read each and every one of them. And after that, we interviewed other people. And based on that, we announced our top 20 and then top 10. And today, we're going to announce our top 3. It's very, very secretive. No one knows who these top 3 are. So we've been keeping it under the cover so far. So the Avengers committee this year was from past all winners. Myself in 2016, John, Gori, and Justin. And you can see from the pictures that we were all here with our mothers on the stage, and it was very, very special for all of us. And then, of course, the vacation. It was a 50,000 vacation for the winner of the Avengers Award, and it's very special for each one of us. For example, Justin took his honeymoon for the first time and took his wife on the vacation to Bora Bora. Gori took his family and his mother and his sister's family to Hawaii on a cruise. And John had never gone on any vacation with his grandparents and his mom, and he took them on a cruise as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about my time here when I was here last time. So you can see that my family was up here. I remember very vividly that when Megan opened the envelope and she called my name, my heart just dropped. And I was walking up and I came on the stage and my parents walked through that front door and I was just completely blown away. After that, I have no idea what happened. It's like, but that night, I remember very well, that I'll never forget. It's like my mom told me that how proud she was of me because never in her wildest dream she thought that her only child and a girl could get such an honor. That was amazing. And then my dad said he felt his life was fulfilled. I took my family to a cruise vacation as well. It was a 7-day cruise to Europe, and you can see everybody in the pictures, my mom, my dad, my kids, 2 little kids, with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. It was just an amazing trip. I don't think I could ever go on a cruise because we were so spoiled. We were in a room with butler service offering us food all the time. So no, never again. But this was amazing because every day my parents would say that they were able to go to Europe because of me and so lavishly. So just wanted to share that that was like the best vacation of my lifetime for them. Without further ado, I would like to ask our top 10 Avengers to please stand up when I call our name and recognize them. So starting with Becky. If you can please stand up. Without you, I don't think we'll be here and all the things that you do for us. Thank you. Please have a seat. At this time, I wanted to talk about what's going to happen today in particular, what's going to follow. So I'm going to invite one of the past Avengers here who's going to announce the next Avenger, and then finally whoever comes on the stage will announce the winner. So Gori, please come on the stage, and he's our past Avenger.
Gori, and I'm the Avengers winners from 2013. I'm honored to invite my colleague Monica. We have Monica's parents here, her mom Jyoti and dad Sandeep. We flew them all the way from India, and as Vaishali said, it's a secret, so I was going to declare it's a surprise. Okay, so Monica began her tenure at Nextion almost 3 years ago in our account management team. Shortly thereafter, Monica transitioned to a customer service team. Over the years, we have seen Monica grow into a trusted leader who not only leads our customer service team, but someone who also poured tremendous love and care into recruiting new next jumpers fresh out of campus. Monica cares for people around her, both in terms of work and at human level. Because of her mom-like desire to care for others, she has rightfully earned the nickname Momika. When I see Monica, I think of someone who will take care of you, provide you a shoulder when you're down, motivate you to give your best. She's also a responsible and trustworthy person who will stay till the end to ensure things get done. Let me give you an example. During the holiday season last year, the customer service team was having trouble keeping up with all the holiday inquiries from our customers. At the same time, Monica had to go to India. While it would have been easy for Monica to disappear and disconnect for 2 weeks, that's not Monica. Instead, she consistently logged in from India during the wee hours of the night. She wanted to ensure she was there for her team and ensure our users and her team and the organization were positioned for success even in her absence. Candy, another next jumper, said, and I quote, "To me, Monica is a great leader and a role model." Candy was involved in several code reds where the customer service team came together to resolve pending customer issues. A customer service code red can be very busy and stressful. Candy mentioned how overwhelmed she was during these times and felt it was Monica's constant encouragement and mentoring that made her give her best. Monica was always there to support and set up Candy for the success. Candy says she's not vocal of telling people if she's not feeling well, but Monica will know looking at her and ensure she makes her feel better. She is also someone who is always there to ensure everyone gets home safe after a good day's party. Monica, we are humbled by the commitment and dedication you have shown not only towards making an impact to the business of Nexjum, but also in helping people around you. We are proud to name Monica as our 2017 Avenger. Please join me in congratulating Monica as I've been.
And so without further ado, I would like to name our next Avengers 2017 as Becky. So Becky, I'm so pleased to name you as the top Avenger for this year. Becky started out in the UK office exactly 2 years ago in our marketing team. She joined NextJump fresh out of college, eager to learn the business and to make an impact. In my interactions with Becky, I've come to know she's smart, certainly persistent as hell, and has a belief that she can always make a difference. In Becky's 2 years, she's grown herself, and she's also helped others flourish as a coach, friend, and leader. It was really a treat to conduct Becky's interviews. She grows herself for the express purpose of helping others and to impact that growth around everyone. Becky has faced challenges at work, really tough challenges. And 2 years ago, she was the newest recruit on the marketing team. It's a fast-paced business team that's directly responsible for revenue and results. Despite not having a background in business or a business degree, she jumped right in and started learning and contributing. Recently, there was a leadership gap on the marketing team, and it introduced a lot of uncertainty. it was not immediately clear who was going to step into that role. Becky probably didn't feel ready and probably was not ready, but she rose to the occasion and took the reins. She pushed herself and successfully led the UK marketing and revenue teams. She's really proved herself there and become a trusted leader. And as I learned yesterday, she's earned the title of Revenue Queen. The Avengers Award isn't just about success at a job though, it's about service to others. PLB, Personal Leadership Bootcamp, is Next Jump's rigorous onboarding program. And Becky's been a coach to guide and other Next Jumpers through this process. When Jasmine was in PLB, she hit a low point, and she felt stuck and convinced that she couldn't succeed. Even other Next Jumpers began to think that Jasmine might give up. Becky saw this and went above and beyond as a PLB coach. She helped Jasmine by showing vulnerability and humanity. Becky shared her struggles from her time in PLB. She shared how she continues to face challenges and doesn't have it all figured out. These acts let Jasmine know that she is not alone. Becky didn't coddle Jasmine, but she made Jasmine feel as though someone believed in her. Jasmine eventually got through PLB and credited Becky with pouring energy into her and helping her become her best self. Becky never gave up on Jasmine, and I think that's a big part of what makes Becky unique. She'll never give up on you, she'll fight for you, and she'll always believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. Becky's selflessness certainly extends beyond the walls of our office. A few months ago, another Next Jumper, Asha, was in an uncomfortable situation in her apartment. She felt like she needed to avoid it and live somewhere else. When Becky found out, she opened up her home, handed Asha the keys, and gave her a place to stay for 3 months, no questions asked. Through this incredibly kind and thoughtful gesture, Becky cared for Asha on every level, and it helped Asha get through a tough time. Becky is continuously observing those around her. She'll see something wrong and find a way to help and jump in. When Yulia felt super stressed at work, Becky invited her over to play games. When Asha needed to be cheered up, Becky told her, "I'm taking you to play with my family's new puppy." When someone seems overwhelmed at the office, Becky will take them out to go get tea. These stories offer glimpses and insight into Becky's character. She cares for the people around her, she pushes in the service of others, and those around her feel like better people because of her. And that's an Avenger.
But I'd like to ask Charlie to open this envelope and see who our winner is.
So, by the way, PwC is a client of ours. I think someone from PwC is here. I'd just like you to know KPMG is our auditor. For those of you who watch the Oscars, I'm assuming KPMG will not do what PwC did. You have to watch the Oscars, see what happens. They named the wrong movie. 2017. The one individual that helped others succeed more than anybody else, voted on by all the colleagues, vetted and interviewed after 3 months, is Christian.
As the 2017 Avengers Award winner, his parents and his fiancée are here today. In the summer of 2014, Christian started at Next Jump as an intern. He then came back the next summer and began as a full-time Next Jumper. He's part of the engineering team in our Boston office. He also has been deeply committed to the fitness and nutrition programs there. In the short amount of time that Christian has been with NextJump, he has touched the lives of so many NextJumpers across all our different offices. While conducting interviews for Christian, I was amazed by the number of nominations he received from Boston, New York, and London office. Everyone praised Christian for his dedication, reliability, and his compassion. I can personally vouch for that as well. Every time there's any issue, I just ping Christian, and he does whatever he does within minutes, and before I know it, it's all done. Christian has an uncanny ability to take ownership of any project, no matter how big or small, and is always there when other NextJumpers need him. One story that came up many times during my interviews was Christian's ownership on the UK data center. Due to regulation changes in the EU, we had to change the way we store a lot of our data. Our senior engineering team came up with a plan on how to make it happen. This plan required a large engineering team to work on it for a couple of weeks. The plan, however, didn't work out, and Christian was given the responsibility of it. It was a technically complex project. We know an inside joke, so. This was a technically complex project and additional challenges of working with the London team who he had not worked with before and communicating with the clients constantly. Christian took full ownership of it. He implemented creative solutions, coordinated with the client, and the NextJumpers in the London office felt taken care of. Had Christian not been there, quietly working behind the scenes, this issue probably would have been escalated and required a last-minute work from many engineers. Christian is that unsung hero that saved the day and was there when we needed him. As many of you know and can see, Christian is very passionate about fitness. It's very personal to him, and he has spoken very eloquently about it on many occasions. Recently, Christian formed a running club in the Boston office, even though he doesn't really enjoy running. The running club brought the office together for a 5K and built a strong sense of community in the office. Christian's character shines through in the way he leads the running club and fitness in general. He'll always hang back and patiently coach the new runners and push them to become better, and never leave anyone behind. While talking to Rachel, who works with Christian on the EPP team and does kickboxing with him, a similar theme showed up. She expressed that she's not that good at kickboxing, but Christian, her partner, would box with her at her pace so that she wouldn't feel overwhelmed. It helped her feel included, to enjoy kickboxing class, and motivated her to improve. In Rachel's words, Christian would sacrifice his progress so I could be at the same level as him, and he never judged me. I heard so many good things about Christian from so many people, and I could go on and on all day. Here at NextJump, we always say, do the little things for others that allow them to do the great things that they're meant to do. Christian personifies that statement and is the epitome of what it means to be an Avenger. I'm so happy and honored to name Christian a winner of Avengers Award.
Oh yeah, so we've done a lot of work with the military, and one of the things they have all these really cool coins. And there's a term where you get coined, which of course we're not has experienced it, which is why it's in a frame, because I know you guys do it in a really cool way. So, oh yeah. So this coin is yours, but Christian, we want you to say something.
Hello, everyone. I'm not the most eloquent public speaker, so bear with me. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone. There are so many people that deserve this award today. We work with such a killer group of people. It's nobody's job to stop what you're doing and lend a hand, but like the amazing thing is that seriously anyone you ask will help you out whenever you're in need. There's just so many selfless people here, and everyone, like the sense of community is just, it's unquestionable. I know, like in the Boston office, there's not one person where I'm like, I don't know if I'd stop what I'm doing. And I'm sure you guys feel the same across your offices too. I was not expecting this. I just work with so many great people, but I'm definitely surprised. I thought my fiance would have told me it here. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I don't really know what else to say.
So, if I don't mind getting General Kelly Fisher up, you had some coins, right? So, we were having meetings this morning, and everyone we meet in the military always thanks you and shows their appreciation through this thing called coining. So, she mentioned this morning that they had some coins, and who should be coined? Which is a great question. And it's a especially meaningful question in our company because the org chart that we figured out over time of kind of what's the most efficient way to build an org chart is this creation of a very important role called a coach. So the coach is someone who was a captain the previous year, someone who sat in the seat, got so good at it, and instead of retiring and moving on, their job now becomes to coach the next captain, one of their right or left-hand followers, to do a job better than them. So when things go wrong, in front of the captain and the left and right hands, we chew out the coach. It is always their fault. Even though they may not have done it, it's their fault. But if it goes well, it's the coach that we recognize as well. So there are 3 coaches that hold this event together. So one coach is the former captain last year, John Hilliard. So John, I'd like you to come up. John, by the way, is one of our smartest engineers, years ago graduated from MIT. I didn't know he owned anything except shorts. So, his jeans, but I've never seen him middle of winter, nothing but shorts. So, John captained Avengers last year, so the whole process of picking the Avenger, he coached Vishali, the current year captain, and I'm sure you would say it's not me, they did everything, but it's always the coach that gets the credit. So John is one that we would love to have coined by General, which is a really big deal in the military, Kelly Fisher.
Can you hear me? All right. So this coin right here it's considered a command coin, and usually we coin people we catch doing something right. So you've obviously done something right. But you carry that coin with you. And if somebody else who possesses the same coin pulls theirs out and you don't have yours, you have to find it. So congratulations.
There's 2, but there's only one coin. And we had co-coaches in this one, so you're going to have to split it. Right? One of you will always be buying a drink.
I have another one with me.
Okay, you get the second one too. So the co-coaches for this year's ceremony was Rachel Jouet. So we'd like you to come up. So, anything is wrong with the whole day. Whether you don't know where to go next, the food is bad, drinks are not cold enough, seats are uncomfortable, it's their fault. And these coins are so cool. I know you probably care that your pockets are what you do, but we like to try to make like these necklaces with them, sort of like hip hop style, because our employees just think these military coins are the coolest things. So they helped coach the captains, and today, especially with the fiasco of weather and agility, it's been kind of an insane progression of events, but they're the ones who get all the credits. General Kelly Fisher, we met her before she became general. We sat with her. Is one of the most amazing people. So humble. She, it's like one of the few people in the military I've seen who almost are turning down generalship. But she is, I think, one of 64 female generals in the entire military. One of 19. She's in the National Guard, in the Army side. She's one of 19 female generals in the entire Army. That's a big deal. Flew in from San Francisco or somewhere out west. Central Coast, California, somewhere in that vicinity. You can come join us, so just an honor. We have a little break. We know Amy landed, she's on her way, she's gonna set up and whatnot. So if you wanna take a bio break, have more food. If you are worried of food, the one thing that we make sure never happens, if you ever leave the next up event hungry, that means we did an awful job, and the coaches feel the pain of that. If you waste food, as in you don't eat it all, they also get measured at how much food is left over. So trying to get that number right is hard, so we need your help to eat everything. And then if you haven't eaten enough here at the Gansevoort, there's so much food and drinks, which you have to also eat, or else they get measured on what's left. So maybe a 10, 15-minute break. Amy should be here with the setter up, and then we will kind of reverse the ceremony that way. So, please.